Welcome to our channel Essay Tips. Today I will share you how to do regression analysis using Excel. I am taking two variables, study hour and test score, to do the test. Suppose I want to find out the relationship between variable study hour and student test score. Assuming that study hour is independent variable and test score is dependent variable. I am entering the dataset against study hour and test score. I am putting the data in study hour and test score sequentially, assuming that a student involved in longer study hours scored high. Regression analysis will help me whether my hypothesis is correct or not. The data reflects in first row that if one student study for 1 hour, he gets suppose 30 score as result. The student who studied for 2 hours scored 35 in test. Similarly, the student studied for 6 hours got score of 48. Next, suppose the student studied for 9 hours got score of 75. The student studied for 12 hours got test score assuming 85. I have prepared the data keeping in mind that there may be a relationship between study hour and test score. Now I have to test it whether it is correct or not. Regression analysis is used to find out the relationship between dependent and independent variable. Here, I am trying to find out whether there is any significant relationship between study hour and test score. I will do regression analysis to find out three major points. Multiple are p-value and coefficients. Now I am clicking on Data Analysis tab. You will get the option of various statistical analysis tool. You have to find out regression analysis. Now, I am clicking on regression analysis from the list of option. I am putting test score in Y input range as it is my dependent variable. After that, I am entering study hour in X input range as it is my independent variable. Independent variable range always will be in X range. On the other hand, dependent variable will be in Y range input. Clicking on label as I have given first row as heading. Now I coming to output range option. Here you can either choose the output will be displayed in new worksheet or you can choose your output will be displayed in specific cell as selected by you. Here I am giving a particular cell range in the same sheet for output range option. Now click on OK button finally to derive at regression result. Now this is my regression output. Multiple R denotes there is significant relationship between test score with study hour.as. It is 0.974. P-value is 0.00338, which is less than 0.05. It indicates my regression test output is statistically significant. Now, I am deriving the linear equation from regression output. To derive a linear equation from regression output, you typically start with the equation of a straight line. Suppose Y is test score dependent on X study hour. Then Y equals mx plus b. In this equation, Y represents the dependent variable, usually the outcome you're predicting. X represents the independent variable, the variable you're using to make predictions. M is the slope of the line, which indicates the rate of change of Y with respect to X. B is the y-intercept, which is the value of Y when X is 0. Taking one example, suppose for value of X equals 4 hour, Y will be 44.33, or approximately 45. You will get this value simply putting X value in this equation. Once you have your regression output, You can plug in the values for m and b into the equation to get the linear equation. When you perform a linear regression analysis, you're essentially fitting a straight line to a set of data points. Now, I will show you how to get the value of y using regression output table. In our case, from the regression output table, you can find out the value of intercept and value of m, that is slope. Here, in our example, coefficient of study hour, that is m, is 6.06. So, I am selecting the cell node J22 in the equation. And intercept, that is value of b, is 20.078. So, I am selecting cell node J21. Now, if you put that value of x equals 4 hour, y will get test score as 44.33 or approximately 45. Thus, the equation provides a concise representation of how changes in the independent variable influence the dependent variable's values within the given dataset. In this way, you can easily find out the relationship between dependent and independent variable via Excel. I will show you more statistical application using Excel in my upcoming videos. Stay tuned with essay tips for more ideas.